What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So today we're going over the second Nightwave Augment from Nora's Remix Volume 4, Sentient Barrage for the Battacor. If you watched my previous video, the ocucor Augment from like rank 8 of this Nightwave, you might have seen that thing is pretty much the new laziness meta. It auto-reloads the gun, it has good enough damage to clear steel path, no riven, and yeah, just quite nice on the ocucor. A complete 180 on that weapon's usefulness. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this augment today for the Battacor doesn't really sing the same way as that ocucor augment does. And in some ways, I'd actually say this Battacor augment is a bad thing compared to just putting a normal mod in that mod slot. So before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily WARFRAME video uploads. Also, check out the live stream channel. I'll be live later tonight, probably with some Destiny too, just so I can go even more crazy, getting frustrated by the servers going down. At least in Warframe, we always have our servers up. Honestly, like, that's something that we take for granted in this game, is the servers always being up. Alright, so let's go over this new augment mod, Sentient Barrage. So, what this will basically do, and if you don't know what the Battacor is normally, it's kind of like an OG Incarnon a little bit. As you can see on my little reticle right here, I have these three little notches next to the crosshair. Those will charge up from kills. So I got a kill on that butcher. I have one stack on there. Pressing the alt fire button when I have stacks on there will release a blast of, I guess, sentient energy. Before the augment mod is installed, that alternate shot has AoE on it, and it has good crit chance and I think good crit damage too. Now that we have 3 full stacks, we have the maximum damage of that alt fire shot. You can also see right here, there's a 300% buff right here. That 300% buff is from the new augment. Once you have full charge of all 3 of those notches, you will get increased crit chance and crit damage of the next alt fire shot by 300% each. So pretty big numbers, and you'll be seeing some red and orange crits for sure. Additionally, what this does is it removes the AoE of that explosion shot, and instead makes it like an Arcoplasmor shot. It will go through infinite enemy dead bodies, and bodies in general. And additionally, every time you hit an enemy with the alt fire shot, each enemy killed will give you each enemy hit, not even killed, will give you 1 notch of your alt fire back. So it goes from requiring kills to get alt fire stacks to requiring hits. But you lose out on the AoE. You just make it an Arcoplasmor pretty much. And the AoE of these shots are not very big. So this is it fully charged up. As you can see right there, hit 3 enemies, got my charge back. This is what this augment allows you to do, is it allows you to spam this shot over and over again, as long as you have enough enemies, that is. Now, I am going to tell you something right now that DE is aware of, bug-wise. As you saw right there, she died. No notches on my alt fire. Damage over time does not work on giving you charges of this. So, for example, I got a Hunter Munitions kill, which I'm using right now. When this Nox dies the slash proc, no alt fire stacks. That is not supposed to be the case. That is on their known issues for Echoes of Kullervo. So, that will be getting fixed in the future. I'm going to do the video with the intention of they're going to fix that in the future. So, as you can see right now, since we don't have the alt fire charged up, we don't have that 300% right here. The new augment does nothing for the primary shot, and when you don't have the alt fire charged up fully, it does nothing for that either. And it takes a mod slot. So I have a lot of issues with this, to be honest. First off, yeah, it's taking a mod spot on the build. If we're trying to fit on like a full viral Hunter Munitions build, you know, it's already very tight as far as what we can fit on here. And look, we don't even have the Bane mod on here. So if I was to take this mod off and put a Bane mod in there instead, do you think the weapon would perform better? Yes, literally removing a new augment. Now, of course, I could put this like in the crit damage slot or something, or the crit chance slot, because we're getting crit from this augment. But remember, this does not work on the primary shot. So this is only specifically on the alt fire shot. So let's try that out. Let's first try it with no augment, just to show. The performance is pretty much the exact same, if not maybe even better, because the primary shot now has a Bane mod. So, the nice thing about this augment is it lets you spam the alt fire shot on the Battacor like repeatedly, over and over again. I'm going to group them up just like before, and you'll see they're going to actually get hit a lot easier this time now, because there's an explosion. Okay, so not the most damage on her, and look, we got no charges back. So it has its uses, especially with this Hunter Munitions bug in the game right now. It has its uses. It will let you infinitely spam the shot. So maybe wait until after a bug fix to fully invest in this thing. But right now, it's feeling like a ribbon is needed. Look at how much stronger that primary shot is. But yeah, now building stacks for the alt fire is pretty much impossible on tanky enemies like this. You're going to have to throw on some armor strip, you're going to throw on something, or just shoot at butchers to get your stacks back. So I would say this augment doesn't make a big enough difference compared to, like, not running it to even justify, like, rocking it in the first place. So, I don't know. Let's try it with no crit damage mod instead. Let's see if it's still good. And, of course, you could do things like run Nourish on your frame to remove those viral mods, to just have, you know, no elementals, hunter munitions. This thing has built-in puncture and built-in, oh man, look how much worse the primary shot already is. Not even one shot in that butcher. You're gonna have a bunch of stacks for galvanize and all that. Galvanize aptitude, magnetic procs, puncture procs, etc., etc. So here we are with no crit damage mod, and we're using the augment instead. We have a bane mod. How was that? Wait, what? How did that not hit? I thought this had infinite body punch through. So right there, you know, throw some viral procs down there, pretty good, and we can just spam this repeatedly now. You don't need 3 stacks to shoot it, but I would recommend 3 stacks to shoot it, or your augment's doing basically nothing as far as the damage buffs. But yeah, just as it stands right now, just you can spam the shot endlessly, as long as you have enemies to shoot. But as you can see, the damage numbers are a little bit to be desired, I'd say. Now you may be like, okay, well, if damage over time is not working, why aren't you doing a corrosive build? Because the corrosive build just feels weak too, to be honest. So, I don't know. I don't think this one is as immediately as OP amazing as the ocucor. And not to mention, this hitbox is pretty small. Like, I hate to be the guy just comparing it to, like, the best stuff in the game, but compared to the Lex and Karnan I just got, I mean, like, the hitbox is not even comparable, dude. I'll quickly show you the simulacrum, too. So, same test as I did with the Battacor, with the Lex and Karnan, which admittingly is an S tier in Karnan. So I get that in Karnan charge. Okay, group them all up. I don't even know what build I have on here right now. This will hit all of them, no problem. So that's an actual hitbox. That's an actual hitbox right there. That's some actual damage numbers. Compared to the Battacor with its, like... it hardly even feels AoE, to be honest. So, I don't know. I feel like that now that we're in the Incarnon generation of Warframe right now, This augment is just not strong enough for me. It's not strong enough for me. I don't think it's going to be strong enough for most people. And the reason that was, look, AoE right there, so I use Kullervo's Curse. I'm using Kullervo's Curse to link them together to make the AoE bigger, because the AoE is just tiny. So, yeah. As far as, you know, general opinions on this, I would say that, you know, if you are already a Battacor fan, hilariously, like, this is it's an alternate playstyle for the Battacor, but it's not a new, like, must-run playstyle. The primary shot for the Battacor can already take care of, you know, big groups of enemies. But, you know, the extra crit and damage buff is kind of nice. I say if you have a Riven with maybe Toxin on it, you have a Riven with, like, Fire Ray or a Bane Riven or something, maybe you can rock this and have some fun. But right now, I'm just like, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, why am I using this? Like, I could use a better weapon right now that's not this thing. Now, to be fair, this is clan tech. This comes from your clan dojo. It doesn't come from Steel Path and Karnan stuff. So, in that way, it's more acceptable. It's like, okay, this is a weapon that everybody can get just from being in your clan. Everybody gets this mod just from being on the Nightwave track. It's very accessible. So, no Riven build right now. Like, this is just something that everybody can do. But I'm just saying that maybe if they take away the AoE on this shot like they did, they took away the AoE, maybe make the hitbox of the laser a little bit bigger too. Because as it stands right now, it feels like a single target weapon kind of, but it's more of like, honestly, the Archiplasma probably has like 3 times the size of the projectile than this thing. This thing feels like it's like 4 or 5 enemies at most, and I'm even using Ensnare in the gameplay footage. So, a little bit disappointing, honestly. I'm okay with it though. We got that Battacor, the Ocucor Augment was so good that I'm kind of like, okay, like if this one was like crazy amazing too, that would have just been like, you know, too much good stuff maybe, and then it would have been a problem. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It can one-shot some Acolytes if you do a corrosive build, probably. I was using a viral HM build here, and it was nice for like killing trash ads. It was okay on the Acolyte, but yeah, I'd just say stick to your good stuff already. Stick to your, you know, your new Incarnon, stick to your Trumnas, your Phantasmas, etc. Like, this is not replacing anything, and it just feels like the Battacor from before, but now we can spam the alt-fire shot with one less mod on our build. So, yeah. Hope this video was fun and helpful to you guys. I'd say it's definitely not worth grinding out to get this, but it is worth grinding out like rank 7 or 8 for the Ocucor Augment. So, if they do bug fixes to make Hunter Munitions gives you stacks, that's great. I don't think it's really change anything here. It's just going to be like, okay, it's less annoying to use now. Hooray. So, yeah. Let me know how you guys felt about this in the comments down below. I appreciate all the support, and take it easy. Peace!